I would say 47K is a better target if we were to break
Yeah.
down here. I think it's there's so much support coming in here from these previous levels, even though the technical target would be 43K.
BitSwap is the hottest new way to trade tokens. Crawling all the top decentralized exchanges, BitSwap will get you the very best price and value for your trades. BitSwap is changing the game. Try it now at bitswapdex.com. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the largest crypto channel in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in cryptocurrency. If you like money in crypto, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, guys, if you want to take advantage of any of the information that you see in today's video, make sure to check out Bybit. You can go to bitboycrypto.com/deals and scroll down to the Bybit section, sign up for an account, and you can get started trading today. If you have problems with your IP address, you guys can get access to unlimited VPN also at the bottom of the deals page. Today, I'm joined by Carl from the Moon on YouTube to discuss whether or not Bitcoin is going boom or bust. So let's go ahead and jump into the video and see what Carl has to say.
Hey guys, I'm joined this week by Carl from the Moon. Bitcoin is just acting very erratic right now. Wanted to bring him on, talk to him. You guys know we're at a conference in Miami. Here I am, but I thought it was really important to bring him on to talk about this because Bitcoin seems to be at a real moment of indecision right now. So, Carl, as always, welcome to the channel. And what is going on with Bitcoin?
Hey man, yeah, thanks so much for having me back on the channel. Yeah, I know people are a bit confused because we seem to be breaking down slightly, and some people are very bearish. Some people say that we're still going to go to 100K in the next few months. What I like to do is just go into the charts, and I'm going to show you some lines that I think that everyone needs to pay attention to. So let's get right into the charts.
Let's do it.
All right. So first of all, we have this very, very famous rising wedge that I think you probably were looking at. I mean, everyone was looking at it. It was just too obvious to not see. Now, this rising wedge did break to the downside here. And a rising wedge is, of course, a bearish pattern. So that makes sense for that reason. But the question is, how much lower can we go? Because technically, just to kind of play the bearish scenario here for a minute, technically the target is all the way down here at the bottom of the wedge, which would be 43K approximately.
Yeah.
So that's kind of to be because we have to be objective, right?
Yeah.
Of course, it's nice when everything is going up all the time, but we have to also sometimes be objective. So technically, the bearish target would be 43K, but does that mean that we have to go down there? No, not necessarily. So what I would like to do is I would like to bring out the EMA ribbon like so. And we can see that Bitcoin has been holding above this very nicely for this whole period of time, ever since back in late last year. We've been bouncing like this, and we've been bullish here, right? Because it makes sense as long as we're above exponential support. Right now, I mean, yesterday actually, we did get a daily candle close below the ribbon. And that is technically a bearish signal. And what I'm watching right now is this next candle, because if we close this candle also below here, then that is also, of course, giving some further confirmation on that bearish signal. But right now, as we are recording this, we can see that the Bitcoin price is retesting the lower part of the ribbon, trying to break back above it. And if we were to get a close back above the ribbon, then we could maybe say that this was a fake out and that we're actually back above support. So that's why I'm watching this daily candle right now. And let's go to the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, we can see that Bitcoin is clearly still bearish on this time frame because we're still holding below this exponential support. We want to break above the ribbon at something like 56.7 or so to break back into bullish trend here. And actually, there's one horizontal level that I've been talking a lot about that I want to bring to your attention as well here. And that is the 55K level. It is, or let's say 55.7 more accurately, right here. I do believe that this is a big level. We had some support right there, a little bit of support right there. And right now we're kind of going back and forth above it. But I think the reason why it's so important is because of the VPVR. So let me just bring it out here. I think you are familiar with this indicator. We're just measuring the volume traded per range. So in this range here of 55K, we've had a lot of volume traded, and this indicator is showing us support and resistance. So at 55K here approximately, there is a huge support cluster, and that's why I want us to hold above here, because if we can actually come back and confirm support here, then I will remain bullish on the daily. Now, you can see that we are struggling. And if we were to break down below this, then the next major support level would indeed be all the way down to $47,000. So I think 43K is maybe I would say 47K is a better target if we were to break down here. I think it's there's so much support coming in here from these previous levels, even though the technical target would be 43K if we were to break down here. So this is what I'm watching right now. I would say that we didn't really confirm the bearish scenario just yet, even though we definitely likelihood of a bearish scenario from on the daily, look for further downside action. But yeah, these are the technicals I'm seeing, and I really hope that people got more clarification here.
Yeah, exactly. So it seems right now like we're just having a hard time getting back above support. And what do you think, like, kind of overall your feelings about this bull run right now? We had the price cycle top indicator. A lot of people were talking about the crossed, and then the price dropped. We had the Coinbase IPO news, and we pretty much erased all the gains from that last week. Like, how are you feeling overall for this bull run?
I'm feeling that there is a slight risk that we might be topping out here. We did see some bearish divergences come in here on the bigger time frame, and we have been going up very rapidly. And it seems like we got a premature bull run, where we kind of we went ahead of the game a little bit too fast, maybe, and maybe we need a small cool down before we get that big retest towards above all-time high and break towards $100,000. So, and I've always said, like for the past 2-3 months, I have said that I think that we are probably going to get some kind of correction before $100,000, and I still think that's true. I still think that this is going to happen. So far, from the all-time high, where we are right now, we only saw a 20%, 20 approximately. And that's not so big. That's actually very, very small for Bitcoin. Something like 40-50% would be more within the kind of realms of what's possible and maybe even reasonable for Bitcoin, because there's so much speculation right now. Everyone is jumping in. We have celebrities and old friends, and like everyone is talking about Bitcoin and crypto right now, and that's amazing, right? But usually at the peak of the hype, when everyone is jumping in, that is usually a time for a small correction or maybe big correction. But so I think that a correction is going to come before 100,000. But I really think that $100,000 is very likely to happen before the end of this year. And if it doesn't happen before the end of this year, then give it another 1 or 2 months within the next year, and it's going to happen. I think it's just way overdue that we see Bitcoin do what we've been hoping for so long. And I just think that we kind of have to, we're going to follow the stock to flow ratio model. That's what I think. And we have been going a little bit ahead of a time, so small correction. But then I think we're going to return back to the mean and go towards 100,000, 200,000, maybe even 300,000 before the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely lines up with what I think. I think right now we're going through a time where, for the first time in this bull run, Bitcoin was up against a decision point that was either bullish or bearish, and it did the bearish thing. And it is a little bit concerning, but we go back to 2013, 2014, there was definitely something similar where we had a pretty steep correction in the middle of it. Our peaks have not been as high. Our new all-time highs we've been setting have not been as high as the last bull runs, percentage-wise. So we're getting like really steep corrections, but we're not getting like massive run-ups like we have previously. But I think right now we're in a little period of consolidation, and looking forward to seeing what happens. But I agree with you. I think we're still going to see a 6-figure Bitcoin this year. So, Carl, as always, Thank you for joining us today. I know things are a little bit different because I'm out of town right now, but thank you for joining us. And everybody, make sure you go subscribe to Carl's channel. Description down below, you'll find the link to the moon. You definitely want to subscribe, get this kind of analysis every day. So, Carl, anything you want to leave us with today?
Well, I gotta go because I'm gonna go on a helicopter ride in Dubai here. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go closer towards the moon, and I'll see you next week.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, everybody, drop your comments down below and let us know where you think Bitcoin is going to. That's all I got. Be blessed. Good boy out.